I think one of the biggest things that surprised me was the lack of basic math skills. Um, because students have been using calculators for years now, there are deficits in their abilities. Basic math skills aren't necessarily there. Um, as an example, I had students on a quiz who thought that 24 divided by 3 was 7, which is a problem. I also have students who aren't able to recognize what basic mathematical symbols mean, which causes them problems when you're giving a quiz that they aren't allowed to use calculators on. So that's one of the biggest things that I've been trying to catch the students up with on the side, which it's tough when you're having a list of requirements that the students have to meet, and then trying to address basic math skills at the same time. So it's tough to allocate time and classroom instruction to address both of those needs. I think there are definitely times where I'm driving home from school. I'm like, wow, I'm teaching kids. This is crazy. And that's what your experience is going to be for a little bit, because you're being thrust into a position that there's a lot of responsibility placed upon you. Um, and if you try to do it alone, it's going to be you're going to feel overwhelmed at times. I've found that one of the best ways that I can combat that feeling of being overwhelmed is by going to people who have been there at my school for several years, going to talk to the curriculum coaches, the assistant principal, the guidance counselor, and saying, I'm struggling with this. Do you have any ideas of how I can deal with this situation? And I found that to be very, very useful. And it's definitely helped me out of some places where I just don't know how to deal with what's going on, because I haven't experienced it before, and they've experienced it. They've been teaching for 30 years, 25 years, and they've said, "Oh yeah, I've dealt with this before. This is a really good. Try this strategy. Try this," and that's really, really helped me out in the classroom. One of the best strategies that the administration has helped me out with was setting up a just real quick communication with the parents, where if a student's been over a period of weeks, if the student has been acting out, talk with the parent and just say, hey, first of all, I need your help. This is what's going on. Can you talk with your child about this? And then setting up a system of communication where I'll send an email right after school and saying, this is how your child did. And I found that really improves student behavior when they know that their parent is going to be finding out how they're behaving in that class. Another really good strategy that we've learned that they've helped me out with was in the classroom, just ways of questioning techniques, ways of getting the students to start working together, ways of motivating the students, such as telling students when they're done, like, well, you'll get this reward if you're able to help out 3 students and explain to 3 students what they're doing with this math skill, which has been very useful. It gets students motivated, gets students getting engaged in class, get them excited to be there, it's a good day when that happens. So. I chose to come to Teach Kentucky because I was looking for a teaching program where I'd be able to get in the classroom right away. I did my 4 years of college, and I didn't want to be sitting that time out again during grad school. So I was specifically looking for programs where I'd be able to teach as well as taking classes, because I felt that I was at the point in life where I wanted to be doing something instead of just learning, passively learning. So I looked around the country, several different cities, to see what they offered, and I felt that Teach Kentucky offered a really good support system where you could learn the craft with a lot of layers of support. within the school, within the classes we're taking, as well as outside of the school, where you've got a family, you got a series of families that they introduce you to, so that you have people saying, "Hey, how are you doing? Um, this is what's cool in the city. You should go check this out." And it really makes it so that you're not just going back and forth from school and dealing with those situations. It makes sure that you are staying involved in a deep series of things within the city. I felt that Teach Kentucky is a great experience. I'd highly recommend it to anybody who's looking for a way of getting into teaching through a non-traditional route. It definitely set forth, a great place where you can learn to teach. It's set in a great city. There are a lot of things to go do on the weekends, and it really does get you integrated within a school district where they're going to give you the support you need to become a great teacher.